Welcome back, students. Let me complete the development part of the previous problem. You can come out to the sheet. So far we have drawn the orthographic projection for this problem. I have completed the top and front views. I have also named the section points along the cutting plane. Now we need to take the measurements for using in the development. Now basically we need to find what is the true length of the slant edge. So you have 6 slant edges in the top view, of which only 2 are parallel to XY line, OA and OD. So their front views will be in true length. So if you measure this one, O dash to D dash or O dash to A dash, that will give you the true length of the slant edge of the pyramid. So I'll take this dimension. You can measure this using a compass. Let us say this dimension is X. Let us say it is X. Now this is a horizontal cutting plane. So you have 4 points here, 1, 7, 6 and 3. So all will lie at the same distance from the vertex. So let me measure even this distance as well. This distance I am measuring once again on the true length. Okay. So let us call this distance as some y. Call it as y. So these two distances are important for me to draw the development. Okay, now I'll take a compass and draw an arc using x as radius. As I was mentioning earlier, this arc can be positioned anywhere. Okay, so let us say this radius I am using is x. I'm drawing an arc here. This radius is x. Now let me draw the second arc with the same center, this time using y as radius. I am using y as radius now. I have drawn another arc. There. So let me show the dimensions of the arcs now. This radius is x and this radius is y. Now I start with one of the slant edges, OA. Okay. So there will be 6 slant edges because it is a hexagon. So let me call this as A. This is O. Okay. So this length is the true length of the slant edge, which we have measured as x. Now let us get the remaining slant edges. There will be 6 slant edges. The base edge is given as 30 mm. In fact, this dimension is 30. So with A as center, go on cutting arcs with 30 mm radius. This is B. C, each is 30. B, C, D, E, F and again A. Okay. So B, C, D, E, F and A. Connect all the slant edges using light lines by means of straight lines. So these are the 6 slant edges of the hexagonal pyramid. Now you can connect the base edges as well. It's a pyramid, so you can connect them using straight lines. So 6 base edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This dimension should be 30 mm each. So one of them I'll show the dimension 30. Yes, now coming to the section points. You can see here point 1 is on OD. You have already drawn the arc for how many points? 1, 7, 6 and 3. Okay. So let me mark the points 1, 7, 6 and 3 on this arc. Point 1 on OD, Where is OD? It is here. So 1 is here. Then you can mark 7. 7 is on OE. Here is OE 7. Next, you can mark 6 as well. 6 is on the triangular face OEF. This is the triangular face OEF. For that triangular face, you can draw a center line. Mark the midpoint of EF. Draw a thin line. On that line, you can mark the point 6 on the arc. 6. And then what is the point left out? 3. Where 3 is on the triangular face OBC. Here you have the triangular face OBC and it lies on its center line. Mark the midpoint of BC, draw a center line, and that gives you point 6 on the arc. Done. Now you are left with only 2 points, 4 and 5. Where is 4? 4 is on the base edge BC. It's exactly on the midpoint of BC. So mark the midpoint of BC, it's already here. So this is 4. Similarly 5. 5 is on the midpoint of EF. Here is 5. This point, there's something wrong here. 3 it is. Three is on the triangular face OBC. Yes, this should be 3. Where is 2? Yeah, 2 also we have to name on the arc itself. 2 is on the slant edge OE. Oh, there is something wrong here. 2 is on OE. This is 2 in fact. And then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. 7 is on OE. Two is here. 2 is on OC. I named something wrong here. 2 should be on OC. Yes. 7 is on OE. Yeah, this is correct. Because order should be the same. Even if you commit some mistake, there won't be this order will miss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then comes 5, and then 6 and 7. 7 to 1. And that's how it should close. Okay. Now you can connect the points using straight lines. 1 to 2 should be a straight line. Then 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Okay. Then this portion 5 to 6 should be a straight line. 6 to 7, then 7 to 1. This is the piece that you are going to remove. So I am not highlighting that. The remaining portion you have to highlight it, the retained portion. This is a slant edge along which you have to fold the sheet, so you should darken that. This is also another slant edge which you have to darken, because when you fold the sheet you have to fold along that line. Then this portion, slant edge portion, you have to make dark. This is a slant edge. This portion you need not make dark because it is not a slant edge. But this is a portion of the slant edge you have to make dark. This is along OE, this is also dark, but this line is not dark. Okay. This full slant edge you have to make dark. This is also dark. Then this portion, this as well. So you are going to cut along this boundary. Cut the sheet along this boundary and then cut along this. This is the portion to be removed. Okay. So what is your development? This portion. So this OA and this OA you fold and connect together. So this will come like a hole in the sheet. This, because you are removing this portion, this is the whole, or this is the portion of the sheet to be cut and removed. Okay. So that's about this problem. This is a quite interesting problem because of two cutting planes and mutually perpendicular cutting planes. You should know how to name the section points. Naming the section points is very, very important here. Okay. I'll repeat about the naming the section points again. We started from this end. Okay. Point 1 I have taken on OD, I have written here. Point 2 on OC. OC is a visible slant edge. Okay. Then I have moved to 3. There is only an axis here. So how to name that point was the question. So I said point 3 is on the triangular face OBC, which is a visible triangular face. Okay. So I have put 3 on triangular face OBC. In fact, it lies on its center line of OBC. Then 4 is exactly on the base edge BC, the midpoint of BC. Then 5 is on the 5 is an invisible point. It is on the midpoint of EF, which is also a base edge. Then comes 6 is on the invisible triangular face OEF, which is behind. So I marked that. Then finally 7 is on the invisible slant edge OE. Okay. So there are totally 7 section points. If you check the VTU primer, these 2 points are not named. In fact, you have to name these 2 points as well. The section points 4 and 5 have not been named in the VTU primer. There is a correction. Yes, that's about this problem. I'll take a short break and come back for the last problem for today. That will be 4.6. See you then.